So this is the Campmor Bella Vista. Gives you a little bit more living space. You've got a porch and a side screen as well for protection against wind or rain.
Your vehicle has a battery under the bonnet, and that runs the main electrics for your vehicle as it comes out the factory. Fitting an extra battery, as we call it an auxiliary battery, is there to give you extra power, typically to run things like a fridge and electrical power points around the car. This is done in a number of ways. You can have a second battery fitted under the bonnet with a battery management system, which is partly under the bonnet with a battery monitor on the dash here. Or there's another system you can use where it's all in one box. The battery, the monitor, and some plug points and sockets on the box itself. So those options give you different ways of setting up your auxiliary battery system for your vehicle. Why do you need it? As I said, you've got a fridge to run, that takes power, and you don't want to flatten your main battery. So you never want to be in a situation where you're stuck without being able to start your vehicle. So that second battery gives you the ability to run your power while the vehicle engine is off and not charging your battery. That said, we put a number of plug points around the vehicle, and these plug points will run things like your fluorescent stick lights or LED stick lights, your fridge as we said, your power inverter, anything that's small and needs power. Even your GPS is run off for the auxiliary power. Typically I'm going to want a plug point at the rear of the vehicle where I'm going to be cooking. Another good few plug points is either at the back console here or on the dash area, where you can plug in things like your satellite phone, mobile phones, GPSs if you haven't got them hardwired into the vehicle. Another useful place to have a plug point is actually on the roof, because while you're in the tent it's quite nice to be able to plug a fluorescent stick light and read in the tent, or a spotlight where you might want to stick it out the tent and see the wildlife at night. So planning this and setting it up is really important. What's most important is that it gets wired in properly. If the auxiliary wiring is not put in properly, it can cause you no end of problems on your trip. So get it done by someone who knows what they're doing. There are cost implications to look at, because wiring in a separate battery management system does cost more, running all the separate wires and fitting it, as opposed to buying a battery power pack and fitting it straight in your vehicle where it gets strapped down and two thick cables going back to the main battery. Okay, the vehicle's got a National Lunar dual battery management system, which has got the intelligent solenoid down there, really a big switch, but it's got a few fancy features. It's got a dual battery display here, which is a controller and a display, and this allows you to view what power's in the batteries while you're not running the vehicle, the charge rate of the alternator while you are running the vehicle. When you initially start the vehicle, it'll charge the main battery for 5 minutes and then switch over to charging both batteries after 5 minutes.